It's going to be one of these videos, isn't it? I have to be very delicate when I'm talking about this subject because YouTube has decided to let themselves be weaponized by child predators into silencing people calling them out. So I'm going to try and avoid mentioning his name, and I'm going to be very brief about what happened. There is this YouTuber. I know this isn't going to narrow it down, but I hope people know who I'm talking about. There is this YouTuber who got exposed for fucking around with kids, or trying to fuck around with kids. I want to say like 4 years ago, he got exposed by this group called Predator Poachers. It was the big thing on the internet. Like, wow, this dude got exposed for meeting with kids and shit. And so many people were eagerly waiting for him to be thrown into prison, be thrown into jail, and whatever. Time goes by, a week goes by, months, nothing. And eventually the video drops from the people because they were hyping it up, and they were saying, like, if you want exclusive free access, go to our Patreon. We're gonna release it early there. Dear her, go give us money, because we did this, we exposed him. Give us money. So video releases, and exposed clear as fucking day. But there was something missing in that video, and that was law enforcement. Where the fuck were the police? You know what they did? They didn't report it. Nobody called the cops. Nobody reported it. Nobody just, oh, hi guy, hey guy. Oh, we're here to expose you for meeting with the kid. Let's talk about it for a few seconds. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we're done with this conversation. Goodbye. Let them walk. Let's them go and hurt more children. And the internet tore Predator Poachers apart for that. And I say good. Fuck them. I think if you are more concerned about making money than actually getting a child predator off the fucking streets, I think that says more about you than it does about the child predator, honestly. I think that says more about you than the child predator. I mean, obviously, it's pretty blatant what the child predator did, obviously. It doesn't say anything more than, well, they're a scumfuck and they deserve to be thrown into a fucking wood chipper. But I think the fact that you don't care to do the right thing and to take the necessary precautions into getting these people arrested and charged for what they're doing, I think that says more about you as an individual. And I think you're scum. I think you honestly, I'm going to say it. I think you're just as bad as the fucking predator. I think you're just as fucking bad. The fact that you know that this dude preys on fucking kids and you don't give a fuck about it. You don't fucking care. What's going on in your head is like, what can I get out of this? How much money can I make out of this? That's what's going on through your fucking head. You're not fit for this shit. Matter of fact, you should share a cell with that fucking piece of shit. You should be best friends. You're just as fucking bad as one another. So that shit happens. This YouTuber was allowed to walk and walk another day, and people were following him like he's a fucking spectacle or whatever. Quite frankly, he is a lol cow. Periodically, we would get updates like, oh, hits up another account that's posing as a kid. Oh, dude, yeah, but nothing happens again. So like this dude was able to walk and is persistently still chasing fucking kids and shit. And then lo and behold, I want to say around August, maybe June, July, we find out he's been talking to a real kid. Or no, we didn't find out in June, July, but it happened in June and July. We found it. This happened around the start of summer. And we found out towards the tail end of summer, I want to say, that this YouTuber was talking to a real kid, a 15, 16-year-old girl. And this YouTuber met that child through the Discord of Jidon. So Jidon's a content creator. He does like pranks, and he does like I don't know. Jidon's all over the place. He does public performances, let's say. He's one of those fucking people. I say one of those people. Honestly, big fucking respects for Jidon. Jidon did everything right in this situation. There's another person who fucking didn't. And we'll get into that. But Jidon runs a Discord server for his fans and whatnot. And Jidon initially arranged an interview of this predator, of this YouTuber predator. And this predator flakes out on him, and it doesn't really go anywhere. So it is what it is. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised he even bothered asking to do the interview in the first place. Like, he's obviously not going to do it, but whatever. And I want to say, like, maybe a month after that, Jidon catches word. This kid, this victim, reaches out to Jidon and tells him, hey, this person was talking to me. The person that you were going to interview for being a child predator? Yeah, they're talking to me. And they're talking sexual. And they're flirting with me. And they're being fucking weird and creepy and gross. And Jidon sees this as an opportunity to finally do the right thing. To do the thing that predator poachers couldn't. And that's get this fucker arrested. So immediately, Jidon says, okay, I need you to first of all, I don't know why you're telling me this. Go tell your fucking parents. He got the parents involved. He was talking with the parents, essentially, explaining himself, and all this kind of shit, and what he can potentially do for the family. And he makes this offer. He says, I could try and get this guy arrested, because if your daughter goes to the police, there's a good chance, because of the distance and all the counties, and you got to talk with the DAs, and it's across the country. They're in different states, so different jurisdictions. It gets really muddy. But I can try and get this guy arrested for trying to fuck with your daughter. And so the parents say, okay, yes, we will cooperate and work with you, so we can get this guy arrested. And so for the period of a few months, Jidon goes out and he's talking with the DA, he's talking with the LA police or whatever, and he gets in contact with this ex-cop, and they're giving him advice on how to expose this guy properly to be able to finally get him arrested. So Jidon is doing all that he can to get this guy arrested. In comes Sker Jean. Now, Jidon has collaborated with Sker Jean in the past. So he trusted Skeeter to be able to conduct himself properly. And I was a fan. I was a fan of Sker Jean. I liked watching his videos, and I felt, I don't know why, but I felt like he was the right person to get involved. He was the right person to get involved because I've seen some of his videos, and a fair amount of these predators do get arrested, do get charged, and all this kind of shit. In hindsight, I'm thinking about the way that he did it, and I'm like, why the fuck did I ever trust this dude? Why did I go against my advice and I trusted this dude to do the right fucking thing? Like, God. Anyways, Skeeter gets involved, and they're gonna be like, we're gonna confront this YouTuber. We're gonna do it, we're gonna do it Chris Hansen style, and we're gonna try and get this dude arrested. But the thing is, when he's talking with the ex-cop who worked in the sex crimes division and ran sting operations and got child predators arrested and charged, she said, you need to be very fucking particular in what you tell him, what you tell this person. Because if you tip him off as to why you're there confronting him, that can mess up the entire investigation and he'll be able to walk. And she made it very clear to both Jidon and Skeeter. They were both present in this. This cop told both of them very explicitly, do not tip him off. You can go there, you can confront him, yell at him, call him a predator, whatever. Do not tip him off. And so Jidon asked clarifying questions like, can we talk about what's in the chat logs? No, you can't talk about what's in the chat logs. Can we talk about can we make references to the chat logs? Can we like, hint at that we have them talking in the chat logs? She says, no. You cannot tip him off whatsoever. Do not show or talk about anything in the chat logs. Do not even reference it or hint it or suggest it. Nothing. Do not say anything. And Skeeter is present, listening, nodding along, paying attention, apparently, allegedly. So they're like, okay, let's go and let's confront him. So they go and they chase him down to his dialysis appointment, and they confront this YouTuber. And the very first few sentences that comes out of Skeeter's mouth is, "Hey, we just want to talk about this chat log here of you in this very particularly private picture of you wearing makeup." Just straight up tipping this guy off immediately. And what's the first thing this predator does? He walks inside the dialysis clinic because he knows that they can't follow him inside the building. And then he texts the victim saying, "Fuck you, bitch." Immediately tips him off. Immediately does the thing the cop told him not to do. Risking the entire thing for what? The clips, baby. The clips, the money, the intention, the revenue. Think about the money that we can make from this. It is beat for beat exactly what happened with Predator Poachers. They announced it. They showed screenshots of them confronting him. And they said early releases will be on our Patreon, on our locals, or whatever the fuck. We'll release it early. We'll release it early. Go subscribe. Go give us money, and we'll show it to you early. Did the same fucking thing Predator Poachers did, beat for beat, sabotaging the entire thing for money. And I think the situation is actually worse because a real victim is involved in this situation. A real kid, a real child, someone who was being actively groomed, being threatened, and being sent sexually explicit content. All of that. A real victim. The money matters more than getting fucking justice for a kid who was being groomed by a fucking pedophile. Are you fucking kidding me? And the worst part about it, I think, is that nobody's talking about it. The only reason why I know about this is because the Patreon exclusive content that was initially going to be released on YouTube, but because YouTube was cracking down on this, on people talking about this creator, they decide, nah, we're just going to put it behind a paywall, whatever. Yeah, so that happens, but it stays behind a paywall, but someone leaks it onto YouTube, and I watched it. I watched the whole fucking thing, and nobody was talking about it. Nobody was talking about, dude, we literally just watched Skeeter risk the entire operation for a clip. For a fucking clip, for a zinger. Nobody's saying anything about it. And I understand people don't want to risk their channels and risk everything that they worked for, because this is a hot topic that YouTube doesn't want people talking about it. But you can easily talk about Skeeter. Like I feel like you could talk about him and be like, yeah, bro, you're fucked. You are a fucked person. And again, I used to be a big fan. I used to be a big fan of Skeeter. I used to watch his videos and support him. And he just does that. He just does that. And looking back on all the other previous investigations, like, this dude only got the cops involved until the very last fucking second. To the very last second. When the predator is walking away and fleeing the scene, that's when he calls the police. And that really explains it. That's why Skeeter doesn't have a great track record with getting these people actually arrested. Go ask him yourself. Hey, Skeeter, how many of these child predators have you actually gotten arrested and charged? Out of the hundreds of catches that he's done now, probably like 5. Meanwhile, you got this group called, I want to give them a shout out, Colorado Pet Patrol. This is another group that I watch. They have done, I want to say, like 300 catches. Over half of their catches have resulted in arrest and charges because they call immediately, virtually immediately. As soon as the person shows up, as soon as the predator shows up, they go like, okay, call the cops. All right, we're gonna go. We're gonna shake him up a little bit, by interrogating him and whatnot, and then we're gonna try and hold him there at the scene until the cops come. And that's the way they do it. And that's why they can get an arrest. And also they work with the cops. They work with the cops there, and they're very well known and very well respected in that community. You know, not every part of Colorado, though. You know, obviously they run into problems and issues in some districts and some counties. Fucking hate them. The DAs have a bone to pick with them or some shit, and so they never take any of the cases. So that's also why, you know, it's not every single catch results in arrest, because sometimes the DA just don't like vigilante shit. So they're just saying, fuck you, I don't want to take your case, even though, you know, it's solid evidence, it's solid proof, and it's been used before to get people arrested. DA still doesn't want to do anything about it. That's you run into those things. But Skeeter only gets the cops involved at the very last second. Just it's like putting on a fucking band-aid on a bullet wound. It's like, how is that gonna fix it? The dude's fleeing. He's running away from the situation. Now you're calling the fucking cops? Are you fucking kidding me? And I feel like I should have known better. I feel like I really should have known better, because Skeeter used to be a prank channel. And I'm starting to notice a fucking pattern with a lot of these fucking content creators that used to be prank channels. Tend to be really shitty people. Tend to be really fucking shitty people. But yeah, Skeeter used to be a prank channel. That's what he initially did. Harassing people in Walmart and whatnot. This is not a stand-up individual. This is a guy who only gives a fuck about filling his pockets with cash. And if it means letting a child predator walk free to continue abusing children, then so be it. So be it. Oh, at least we got his face. That doesn't do shit. That doesn't do shit, especially when the predator can easily just flag the fucking video. Like what this predator is currently fucking doing. They can just flag the fucking video, get the content taken down, whatever. And he's not the first, right? Skeeter's not the first, and he's not unique too. There's also this guy named Rami. I forgot exactly what his channel is called, but he does the same fucking thing. He only does it for views. He only does it for attention. He only does it to feel high and mighty, get on his fucking high horse and whatnot. Does not get the cops involved. Is extremely allergic to getting the cops involved. And tries to make a fucking fiasco out of the whole fucking thing, like it's a fucking extravaganza or whatever. Like, you're dealing with these people. Make me sick. Real victims. That little girl won't see any justice, likely. The investigation's still going. Who knows? Maybe he'll actually get arrested. But because of what Skeeter pulled, very unlikely. It's very unlikely now. Thanks, Skeeter. Hey, thanks, man. You let a child predator walk again. You had you were not only told what not to do, but you also had an example of what not to do, because predator poachers got torn to fucking pieces for fucking up the whole investigation. They got torn to shit. So you saw what happened to them. You were told what not to do, and you still fucking did it anyways. Because the money matters more than putting a piece of shit behind bars. Dude, I got nothing else to say. Video's long enough. I got nothing to say, man. Disappointing. Disgusting.